This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shasheena Rolle. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the protection of workers on Grand Bahama, the focus of a local group coming together in hopes of raising a groundswell of support here at home and abroad for those workers they say are not being treated fairly. One area they are concerned about is Freeport's transshipment terminal. Joan Davis-Roll has our top story.
The labor movement on Grand Bahama reaching another pinnacle as the church stands in support of protecting the rights of workers. Pastor of First Baptist Church, one of the leading churches here on Grand Bahama, Reverend Dr. Keith Russell, says he, along with the support of the clergy, is speaking out on behalf of a large portion of the society.
It is not sufficient anymore for us just to be comfortable and happy because we have a job. We need a job where there is a livable wage. We need a job where we have a future. This business of the container port now having more than 2/3 of its workers as temporary workers or contract workers is unacceptable. We believe that it is an unjust practice, and we want to see it stop immediately.
Pastor Russell is joined by a local unionist, Area Vice President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Quinton LaRoda.
I believe instead of trying to fight some workers, to deny them basic rights. I mean, it's 2015. Nowhere in 2015 should we be the Bahamas, even so close to the U.S., with all of the attention on workers' rights and global rights and fundamental rights. So we still be having to agitate for the simple act of forming a union that's in the best interest of the workers there. We should be at the point now where the container port, the management there and government, national and local, and unions and the business community and the Chamber of Commerce is partnering to see how we could market this port, where we could take advantage of its national and international implications, and so this community could grow.
Labor activist Lionel Morley says the time has come for labor in this country to move forward, not backwards.
We want to say to the workers that we know that history, again, doesn't serve you well when you try to organize yourself. But sometimes what doesn't happen in 10 years happen overnight. With the right kind of people, with the kind of support, the community, with the kind of support we intend to seek from the local community and the international community that we have seek to galvanize and support, that are currently mobilizing its effort to ensure that we do not allow capital and any government agency to interfere with the workers' efforts.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Well, a source at the Freeport container port is contradicting the claims made by that group. According to that source, the transshipment terminal does not employ casual workers, but have contract workers on staff, just as many other public and private agencies. The source contends that the numbers are nowhere near those quoted by the group, noting that there are 595 full-time employees and 116 contracted workers. They note that the container port has embraced the idea of contract workers so as to provide additional employment in the community, but state that they can easily remove the contract workers and give these opportunities to their full-time workers by providing overtime pay. Now, the source maintains that the container port treats its employees with dignity and offers numerous benefits like 65% payment of student school fees, books and uniform allowances, a savings plan that the company matches up to 6%, group medical and dental insurance, and up to $250,000 in scholarships to the Grand Bahama community. In other news, the Grand Bahama Port Authority preparing its licensees to take advantage of the anticipated upswing in the community. Executives opened a 2-day training seminar this morning at the Pelican Bay Resort, and it is geared at promoting quality service. Megan Shepard reports.
Presenter and Vice President of Qualitative Research, Valdez Russell, says that the 2-day workshop is designed to ensure that businesses are providing exceptional service. Russell believes that when a customer enters your establishment, it is your responsibility to make the best of it. He says if a customer has a good experience, 10 persons will know. But with the power of social media, a bad experience can reach hundreds.
We have framed an interactive and engaging session, and today we're going to quickly look at what is customer service, but we're going to focus in on the 3 C's: contact, context, and content, reminding people about the importance of making a good first impression, focusing in on what the customer needs, and ensuring that you can provide and exceed his or her expectations. We live in a landscape right now that reminds us we constantly expect and want exceptional customer service. There's power in the dollar. There's power in a positive experience.
Nearly 100 licensees were represented at the workshop, and 2 of them are already finding the workshop to be beneficial.
We decided to take a part in the customer service training because it is our #1 reason for our brand. Fluid Factory is customer service. It is the most important thing to us. It's going well. The illustrations are beginning to go on, and it's giving you a better eye view into what customer service really is. The information from the public domain, they're really exciting.
Well, it was very lively. I think we had a couple of personal experiences that people were sharing, and you had to stop and think where I fit in. How am I doing in those areas? We had some information with doing more than just smiling. Everybody knows that. And they talked about applying what you learned, trying to put yourself in the customer's shoe and deliver what you know a customer would want.
Russell says that he is expecting an exceptional impact for businesses on Grand Bahama. He notes the importance of branding and keeping the grand in Grand Bahama.
I expect when I walk into a business that you're going to actually be aware that I'm not an interruption of your work, but the reason for it. I expect that when someone interacts with my business online, that a response that is framed eloquently and thoughtfully says, we value what it is that you want to do with us.
The workshop will wrap up April 16th. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Switching gears now, a man is said to be in serious condition in hospital after he was badly beaten last night. Police tell us that the man was attacked in the area of the Fishing Hole Road by a group of males who was traveling in a gray-colored vehicle. Reports say the attackers demanded cash and made off with a cell phone. Police are appealing to anyone with any information on this incident to contact 350-3106, 911-919 or the nearest police station. In other news, countries around the world are observing Autism Awareness Month. Autism is a neurological disorder in which children have difficulty communicating and interacting socially with others. A special group from Houston, Texas is visiting Grand Bahama to promote awareness for what they call a misunderstood condition. Italia Hall reports.
This is Autism Awareness Month globally, and many are continuing efforts to promote education and awareness about the disorder. Blue Skies Over Autism, a non-profit organization based in Houston, Texas, is partnering with the Hampton Academy School, bringing over 70 persons, including specialists ranging from doctors to therapists to nurses and educators. They all are helping to create a sense of normalcy, bond, and community support among families living with autism.
This is something that's real. It's a growing thing, and it's not going to change. There's no cure for it, and so to be aware of it and to help the community as a whole, it's good to help the families and things like that, so that way we can all grow and we can all help the kiddos, the families, and everyone live and have a successful life.
Important thing is make a lot of very new important friends in a different country, and what we really want them to understand is that even though that we're in a different country, we live the same life as they do, and we care about them.
We love it here because not only do we allow the families with Blue Skies Over Autism and Autism Adventure Travel to experience inclusion, to be able to be a part of something that everyone else is, because it's not as easy for them, but we also get a chance to meet with the Hampton Academy and with families that might live, all over the world, but we're all going through the same thing. It doesn't matter where you live. We all live with the same difficulties, the same battles that we face. So it lets us know that we're all one and the same.
Principal of the institution, January Calmer, says she's more than thankful for this experience.
I feel honored actually for them to come here and share with us their experiences of raising children with the family, specifically raising children with autism, as well as the specialists who have been trained in these areas and know a lot about it, and it's a blessing actually, because we have our resources here in Grand Bahama is so limited.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
A memorial service held today for the late Deputy Director of Education, Sandra Edgecombe. The veteran educator turned education official known as Mother Blue Jay passed away at the end of March at the age of 58. Those paying tribute today remembered Sandra Edgecombe as a woman with great love for education. The tributes poured in from many students for a woman who has been regarded as the face and voice of education on Grand Bahama. Thanks and praise were lifted for the life of the late Deputy Director of Education, Sandra Edgecombe. Retired Undersecretary Dr. Cecil Thompson says Edgecombe was one of a kind and gave these words of advice for fellow educators.
Be like Sandra Edgecombe. March to the beat of the distant drummer. That drummer that is Jesus. If things goes well, you still teach. If things goes bad, you still serve. If things goes contrary, you build. Build in season, out of season, build.
Area Vice President Quentin LaRota says Edgecombe was a tireless leader. Director of Education Lionel Sang says her life should be used as an example to all. And President of the Grand Bahama Christian Council Peter Pinder says Edgecombe always credited the success of her life to her eternal master.
I told her I appreciate her before, but I think I would have taken the opportunity to tell her all she meant. To me as a young man and as a young educator and as a leader.
She is a lady who I admire because she finished her purpose. And so I would like to say to you, Mr. Edgecombe and the Garris, as I said to you the day she died, when I spoke to you on the phone, Mr. Edgecombe, I said, as soon as she comes out of the hospital, you tell her, I say she's going to take 1 month vacation, whether she likes it or not. And the message came back to me that she took the rest of her life as a vacation. That reminds me that all of us have to go that road.
She always made reference to God because she must have recognized that who she was and what she had become, she owed it to God.
Edgecombe's husband, son, and mother were all present at the special memorial service. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues right after this.